Hello, guys. Welcome to Those Church Kids, a podcast of youth who've encountered the truth. Wow. Profound words, youth and truth. Hindi, joke lang. Hindi naman actually masyadong profound. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Those Church Kids, a podcast of youth who've encountered the truth, which is, of course, si Jesus, kung di obvious yun. And right now, we are here with Diego. Magsalita ka, bro, kasi may audio, bro.
Hello everyone. Thanks for having me here.
Wow. Oh, busy-busy tong si Diego ngayon. Ano bang pinagkakabalahan mo ngayon?
So currently, actually, project engineer ako, working for a renewable energy company. So palipat-lipat ako ng sites, mainly doing site evaluation,
Okay.
and then technical analysis and plus pa.
Ito nga pala si Diego. We grew up in the same community, same church. We grew up together there and magkaibigan naman tayo. Masasabi ko. Yeah.
Okay, so excited ka na ba talaga marinig yung kwento ko?
Ako, sakto lang. Feeling ko mas excited naman yung mga nakikinig.
Hopefully.
Oo.
Hindi, pero siguro yung makaka-relate sa kwento, it's more of siguro those who are still continuing to find something to hold on to or purpose. Wow. Malalim. Pero hindi naman ganun kalalim, but more on, siguro nandun din ako sa path na yun before. I was trying to search for something purposeful that I can siguro give my life to, yes. Pero yung tanong na para kanino or para saan ka bumaba, most of the days, pagising ko, I feel fired up, energized, joyful, peaceful, awake, alive, enthusiastic.
Malaking bagay yun no? To actually wake up, find purpose, find something meaningful to do. And siguro as church kids, di ko alam, sana I can speak for you, di ba? Na ang meaning natin whenever we wake up is definitely as a response to God.
Yes, definitely.
As a response to love Him and serve Him. Every morning, yun yung mindset mo, to really love and serve the Lord. How did you get to that point?
This wasn't always the case. Before, hindi ganon. Siguro ganon, pero hindi buo yung loob ko on that feeling or that aspect. Just to reiterate the main factor kung bakit ganon yung feeling ko, it's because of God. And siguro kwento ko na lang kung paano siya nangyari. So, yeah, I grew up in what we call a church, a community. Every day, nagdadasal kami as a family, ganon. And sa community natin, we siguro once to twice a month, we listen to talks. Halos every week nga yan.
Oh, exactly.
And at some point, medyo nakakasawa din siya eh. For me. Growing up, wala akong choice to go, because of my parents. Kasi nandun sila, so kahit na gusto mo gumising ng 10 a.m. Pero Sunday, kailangan 7 a.m. gising ka na. Parang dami na problema ng bata.
Okay. I think yun yung problema. Wala kang ibang paproblemahin. So parang wala kang
first problem.
So kailangan mong sama ka lang talaga. Wala ka namang ibang gagawin ng Sunday.
Tama. Yun yung life ko up until headed into college. So pumasok na ako ng college.
Bilis
Kasi growing up.
Okay.
So high school, ganun pa rin yung tuloy-tuloy ang nangyayari. Up until college, medyo nagbago yung dynamic.
Paano nagbago?
Kinausap ako ng tatay ko, sabi niya, magka-college ka na and ito yung mga ina-expect ko sa'yo. Ito na yung in-expect ko sa'yo dati, pero I'm letting go of some responsibilities. Hindi ka na quote-unquote controlled. You're more freer than you are before. And he's giving me some leeway to make decisions of my own. Parang ganun. Parang siyang checkpoint. Parang if hindi namin pinag-usapan yun, parang palagi kaming magta-tug of war kung nasan ba talaga ako sa responsibility. Parang ganun. Come college, mainly yung naging, attitude. Parang akong happy-go-lucky.
Happy-go-lucky.
Walang problema, parang bata. So, masaya. I was with a lot of friends. I joined different organizations. At last, para sa perspective ko at that point, I was let go na kailangan ko mag-attend every Sunday. Dun sa or di man every Sunday, every other Sunday. Ganun.
Parang decision mo na from then on. Part siya nung naging talk niyo ba?
Part siya naging talk namin.
Ang ganda nga nung may ganung sit-down talk. Especially in very clear milestones in our lives, and especially as I think important yun also as men who eventually would have to take more and more responsibilities.
After that, yun nga, I was free to make decisions. Went with different groups of friends, yung mga ginagawa ko mainly, aside from studies, extracurricular. So medyo marami siya na extracurricular.
Extra.
Oo. Para ako BS Org, kung tinatawag na sa school namin. BS Org, minor in engineering. So, ayun. Ito sa point in my life na masaya. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina.
Oo.
Na I was excited. Gising ako. Saan ako pupunta ngayon? Kasi minsan may mag-aaya na pumunta ng ganito. Or mag-aaya na kumain sa gantong lugar. Gala-gala. Ganyan. Pero later on ko na lang siya na-realize na if you experience the full joy, parang ayun joy pala na nararamdaman ko dati. Hindi naman siya fake, but it's somewhat, meron pa palang iaangat.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. So, yun nga, siguro, from that happy-go-lucky person to that someone who followed God, para sa akin, it wasn't one big bang. Series of small steps siya. I'd say more of the yeses than the no's. Pero part din yung no's, syempre. Yung pag-oo natin, tsaka yung pag-hindi. Part siya ng small steps natin. And one yes would lead to another yes. And actually, in hindsight, from where I am right now, looking at it, parang yung small yes na yun, it didn't turn out to be small pala. That decision made a big impact on future decisions that I'll be making. So, siguro feeling ko nun, while I was taking those small steps, scared. So, from happy-go-lucky to someone na takot. Bakit ba ako takot? Kasi it's uncomfortable. May nakasanayan na kasi ako na ito na yung ginagawa ko. Masaya na ako quote-unquote dito. But this is something na new to me. Or parang something that's outside my comfort zone.
Yung decision na ba yun, it came from a certain trigger at some point in your life? Kunyari, yung sinabi mo na, okay, I would have to let go certain things because I have decided to go for the Christian life. What was that? How did that yes look like? Nung siguro isa sa mga unang small steps mo yun, natatandaan mo pa ba? Or siguro yung pinakaunang significant na yes mo nun?
I'll mention two events in my life na that I remember. Sige, that I forget. I forgot. That I remember na kung paano nangyari yun. Siguro first was a high and first was a low. Second was a low. So yung high muna, I attended the World Youth Day in Poland 2016. Siguro yun yung first kong big encounter that I can pinpoint, but again, not the exact big bang for me. Sobrang daming youth coming from different places in the whole world. they are looking for, ito yung sinabi ko kanina, no, a purpose or looking for something to hold on to. Kahit ako at that point in my life. And may mga nakakausap ka rin talaga na they're at that point. Not all, not even most, pero some of them are either hurting, no, broken, lost. Yun yung mga nakita ko, but they're there. At that point in my life, hindi naman ako, I think, sobrang lost or broken. But I was looking for something, a purpose siguro. Ganun. Seeing those many people or listening to their stories made me say my first yes, or parang one of the first big yeses. At that point, akala ko maliit lang siya. No, which was to serve as youth leader dun sa organization namin called dito
Rise Youth in Action.
In UP Diliman. Naalala ko pa very vividly kung ano yung mga nangyari. Doon ko nakita kung gaano ka-joyful din yung mga Pinoy, but also those who have experienced God, no, their peace, their joy. You can see it in their smile, in their eyes, in their stories. No, very heartwarming. So, yun yung first. Pero yung pangalawa, ito naman yung low. Sabi ko kanina, diba? Yung first ko was high, the second was a low. It's a story of failure. Mainly, so kaya ako na yung high, diba nag-yes ako sa service. So akala ko ngayon, coming back to the Philippines, okay na lahat. Everything will go smoothly. And lahat ng, hindi naman gusto ko, pero everything will go according to plan.
Yes.
Pero the first semester, as in that exact semester, kung pagbalik ko dito, bumagsak ako actually ng a couple of subjects. And I was on the verge of parang tatanggalin ako sa course ko. So nandun ako sa verge. And mahirap siya, mabigat. Because di ko alam parang gagawin ko. At some point parang I felt betrayed. Kasi hala ko ba kapag ginawa ko to okay na ako. Pero bakit biglang lumala? Ganun.
Parang may tampo.
May tampo. So nagtampo ako ng konti. And siguro kaya siya naging turning point sa akin. Kasi because of what the people told me. If I handled it myself, no, kung ako lang mag-ising yung gumawa nun, I would have failed siguro. But siguro that's where the community comes in, or that's where other people come in. People give you advice, no, on what I should be doing, what I can do, what my mindset can be. People prayed for me. There was even one time, no, naalala ko talaga to moment na to. So nag-aaral ako sa yung sa YC, youth center natin. So we have this thing called the youth center, the CYA. And doon kami tumatambay usually. So removals ko yun. Parang kapag nag-take ako ng exam, kung pumasa ako, pasado ako.
Parang yun na yung yun na
deciding factor kung papasa ako or hindi. So nagre-review ako. Wala may alam na magre-removals ako that day. Tapos may isang tao lang na lumapit sa akin. Staffer siya.
Nag-work for CYA.
Volunteer worker. Binigyan niya ako ng kape. Tapos sabi niya, good luck sa ACADS mo. Praying for you. At that point, umiyak ako. As in, parang humagulgul talaga ako. Tapos hindi alam ko ano nangyayari. Siyempre, wala nakakaalam, di ba, na mag-removals ako. So, yun nga.
Mali pala yung timpla ng kape. Para kanino ka bumabang?
Sabi ko kasi may sugar. Bakit ang pait nito? Hindi. Pero, I ended up failing the class. But, with the people who supported me, nakaraos din ako at some point. No? Not the way I wanted to, but the way hopefully God wanted to. And actually, looking at it, again, lahat kasi nung sinasabi ko hindsight
buti na talaga
yung sagot ko dun is buti na lang nangyari yun. Kasi kung hindi, wala ako dito ngayon. Lahat na nangyari, mapaganda man siya o mapapangit, it's all part of God's plan, which I don't know and I don't plan and want to know. No, that's where
no spoilers, please.
No spoilers, please, Lord. But that's where the faith comes in. And it builds the faith. It builds character, patience, from suffering.
Oo.
No, and once you endure it, no, that's where hope will come in.
Mhm. Engineer Santiago, everyone.
Grabe.
Thank you, Lord. So, I think very crucial din talaga sa Christian journey natin yung yung presence ng ibang tao.
Yes, very much.
Oo. Na minsan nga, sabi mo nga, di ba, minsan hindi mo nga hinihingi. Pero, alam ni Lord yun pag kailangan mo talaga, iaabot niya talaga sa'yo
Kahit papait na kape.
Oo. Kahit hindi mo timpla.
Kahit di mo timpla.
Pagkatanggap mo, marirealize mo eventually, yun pala yung kinailangan ko rin nung time na yun.
After ko nung bumagsak, nagpatuloy pa rin ako in what I was doing. Not being... I was shaken a couple of times or a number of times. I fell, yes, but we fall down 7 times. At some point, wala din ako dun sa course ko na yun. But I shifted to a different course, mechanical engineering. And then up until then, hindi ako pinabayaan ng Panginoon. Engineer.
So,
Basta din ng boards.
aside
Aside from being scared, I was joyful. I was
scared and joyful.
scared and joyful. Scared for the unknown, pero joyful that I am following the Lord. Parang ganun. So peaceful ako sa decision, pero technically
Alam mo magiging mahirap yung decision.
magiging mahirap.
Ganun, oo. Tama.
So right after ako graduate, I decided to do volunteer work for CYE. So I did a full-time what we call a staff work for CYE. So missionary work siya. I was assigned kung saan ako nag-aral nung college. So that's in UP Diliman. And in QC, in that area, QC area. And part-time, since pandemic pa siya, part-time in Davao.
Wow, such an interesting setup.
Parang layo, no?
Okay, parang saan ka nag-work? Sa QC, pati sa Davao.
So medyo malayo. Pero gumano naman siya.
So online yung setup ng...
Online so far at that point.
Oo.
So for 1 year, dahil nga pandemic, technically kahit pumunta naman ako doon, wala ring sense kasi online lahat.
Oo, tama.
So all the meetings, all the happenings, events, activities, online lahat.
Oo.
Mahirap because people were having their own problems, pero ibang klaseng problems than what we had pre-pandemic.
Ayaw.
Medyo marami ng or nag-iba na yung types of problems na meron.
Yeah, that is true.
And siguro tayo din, we also had those problems. Yeah, I continued even after the online setting sa mission work that I volunteered.
Okay, so parang for 1 year, you did work for the CYA chapter in QC and CYA chapter in Davao. And then the next year, was it still online?
Hindi na. So pumunta na ako doon mismo. Siguro ito yung pinaka, I'd say, this is where my faith grew tenfold. Going into that mission year. Why? Mainly because of the unknown that I was going into.
Oo.
Hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin ko doon.
Kahit na parang yung dadatnan mo rin naman doon is like CYA still?
Actually, yun, familiar naman. Pero the people, may makilala ako but I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Actually, pinaka-main na I think barrier was the language. So parang everyone will be adjusting to me. Kasi, and they won't be able to share what they want to share dahil it's not what they're comfortable in terms of speaking. So big adjustment siya. Malaking adjustment. Plus, the setting. Dito, punta ka sa isang part, nasa grassy area na or foresty area, beach malapit lang, and then city. Doon, halos maraming on the nature vibes.
Nature vibes.
Nature vibes. Walang mga BGC type, ganon.
Mga urban, hindi urban like...
Hindi yung parang ganon, yung parang sa Makati area, which para sa akin is better actually. Pero I mean, yung adjustment, yung sinasabi ko was hard because transportation, iba din.
Marami
setting mo.
Yeah.
And and a lot more aside from yung mga ano. So, Grab, angkas. Lately lang nag-angkas dun sa Cagayan. Pero yung mga ganong klase, no? It's different. Actually, before going to Davao, yung first place na pinuntahan ko was Cagayan de Oro.
Okay. Kaya ako medyo na, na-mention mo Cagayan. So parang basically you were sent to Mindanao. Okay.
So, yung mga mainly pinuntahan namin sa Mindanao or pinuntahan ko sa Mindanao was Cagayan de Oro, Davao, Butuan, Iligan, Bukidnon.
And what exactly did you have to do there?
So mainly, did mission work in terms of the youth.
So basically like spending time with the youth there.
Yes.
Working with them in terms of allowing them to grow in their relationship with the Lord.
And yung nakita ko din doon is that there are some students who were in the same position as I was nung student pa ako. And in that sense, no, natulungan ko din sila. Hopefully, natulungan ko sila. Natulungan ko sila in terms of decision making because, bro, huwag mo gawin yan, nagawa ko na yan.
Take it from me.
Take it from me.
Done that.
Wag bro, wag. So yung mga ganong klase, and the relationships built, malalim, I'd say, relationships that are for a lifetime talaga. Ganon ka special and ganon ka talagang concrete form the relationships. And because of the unknown, I think that's where the faith jump in.
Yeah.
No, di ko alam kung ano yung gagawin ko. People I'd encounter. Siguro one of the biggest highlights sa akin is medyo fluent na ako in Bisaya.
Wow.
From zero. Ayun, I was able to adjust. Thankfully, I think that's the Lord's work. No, you will be speaking in many languages nga daw.
Oo.
So, isa na yun, Bisaya. And up until now, I'm continuously serving. Yun yung ano ko, siguro motto, just go from one mission field to the next. Hindi naman siya motto, pero it's something that I live about. And siguro doon ko rin nakukuha yung excitement ko every day.
Yeah.
Allowing people to see what I have seen, allowing people to experience what I have experienced, the love that I have felt from the Lord, and that excites me. And I want other people to see that through my actions, through my words, through my smile. Yes.
Nakakainis through my smile.
So, yun.
Pero tama naman, a smile that really comes from the experience of having God in our lives. So actually, a question that came to mind, you're sharing a lot about mission work. And that's a lot of like an outward thing. Parang service siya di ba na when you say mission, I guess you have different definitions of that. Culture to culture siya. But what we really mean by that is to do things that would help other people make God known. Parang ganun lang, basically, di ba? So, how does that kind of service help you in your personal journey with the Lord?
Actually, good question. And naisip ko na rin yun. One of my reflections nung nandun ako, parang yung prayer ko palagi when talking in front or speaking to people is that the Lord use me, that He may reveal Himself to them through me.
Yeah.
Pero the more that I speak in front, the more that I interact with people, it's actually them being God's face to me. Pag nakikita ko yung want nila, yung mga nagsasalita ako sa harap, kahit yung mga simple gestures na yung parang gumano lang. Parang yung napapaisip sila ng
Ikaw rin mapapaisip ko, may nasabi ba ako?
So it's kasi yung prayer ko is kung ano masabihin ko, galing sa'yo to Lord. So the fact na nakikita mo na gumagana siya dahil people are interested, people are eager to hear what you're going to say, kahit na fully convinced ka naman sa sinasabi mo, you're doing it scared. Pero fully convinced ka, that's the assurance that comes from the Lord. So I think one part yun. Another part is, of course, the people around you. You know, when they give you input, even corrections that helps, you know, and upbuilding speech. So these things, aside from yung mga teachings and yung talks na naririnig ko while ako yung participant, so on the other side ako, yung mga small gestures of appreciation that I see.
They go a long way.
They go a long way.
Oo. So, pagtimplahan nyo ng kape yung yan, katabi nyo kung sino man katabi nyo habang nakikinig dito. Malay nyo, di ba? Like, it really could be just an appointed gesture by the Lord na you never know how great it will affect other people. How greatly it will affect other people. And siguro yun yung nakita ko rin sa journey mo, Diego, no? Like, from small yeses, doing small gestures, doing small things from the Lord, at least from then, there's really grace. Like, even now, I'm experiencing a lot of inspiration just by listening to a lot of the youth sharing their own experience of God. Na those small things, they really matter. Di natin alam sa ngayon na parang may binubuo palang picture si Lord para sa buhay natin. And parang di ba actually yun din mismo, parang napakagandang gumising sa umaga na may ganong thought na it's not just about us waking up for someone or for the Lord, but actually waking up for us to experience something new from the Lord as well.
Yes. Amen.
Tumatak sa akin is yung finding people that experience the same thing as you do in a way. At the end of the day, like lahat tayo na lumalapit sa Diyos are just really broken, hurting youth who come together in the hopes of like accompanying one another and find strength in God and find purpose.
May naalala lang ako ngayon na di ko alam kung narinig mo na yung gym analogy. Kasi maraming tao ngayon, no? They're looking at the church and they're seeing people who are not following the church but are inside the church. So parang, ba't ako susunod dyan? Yung mga tao nga dyan, di ba?
Oo, tama.
Which is sabi mo kanina, which is true. Marami namang ganun. But then again, we're all people.
Yeah.
So yung gym analogy dun, parang narinig ko lang to or nabasa, is pumunta ka ng gym. Gusto mong mag-workout. Gusto mong, let's say, maging fit. Ngayon, pupunta ka doon, may nakita kang sobrang payat. Tapos may nakita kang sobrang laki na katawan. Parang talagang nabubuhat. Tapos may isang sobrang medyo not on the overweight. Medyo overweight. Ganun. So, does that make you not believe in what the gym does? No? Dahil ba may mga ganong klaseng tao doon sa gym, hindi ka na naniniwala na gumagana yung gym. Well, in fact, hindi naman sila yung reason kung bakit gumagana yung gym. It's because of the program. It's because of what the gym can give you. No? And they're there to make themselves better. Kahit yung mga, yung mga talagang malalaking tao na, no? Sometimes, nag-quote-unquote cheat day pa rin sila diba? So technically, in our vocabulary, that's parang sin. Parang kahit ganun ka, nagkakasala ka pa rin. Pero nag-cheat day ka, but you can still go back. May process nga lang. There's God's mercy in that. But the gym will serve its purpose. Once, balik ka lang ng balik. So para siyang church, no? Christ is there. Always go back to Christ. We may be hurting, we may be broken, we may be fixed.
Parang it aches my heart. Wow, it aches my heart. Also, to find a lot of us youth na parang they don't believe in the church anymore precisely because of just a lot of people in the church not, yun nga, sabi mo, diba? Not living up to how
which is valid.
Christians should.
Kasi kapag yun yung nakikita mo rin naman talaga sa ibang tao, parang it makes you lose heart.
Yes.
Pero we lose focus on what we should be focusing on. Parang gano'n.
Like, at the end of the day, we go to where we can find healing or we can find a place to also grow in our fitness or diba parang to really exercise ourselves and yun yung church, like even naman sa community natin, diba? I'm sure marami ka ring experiences sa community natin kasi hindi naman tayo perfect like we're always a group of imperfect individuals. Christian life really is an adventure.
Greatest adventure.
The greatest adventure.
To those people who are continuously looking for purpose or meaning why would they need to wake up again in the morning? Yung mga ganong klase.
Yeah.
Try it out. No, wala namang mawawala.
Proud of you, bro.
Thank you.
Really, really saw how big of a difference God can really make in someone's life. So that's a challenge for everyone listening to this podcast. Maybe you are actually a church kid after all, and God's just laying out the steps for you. What's that small step that He's asking you to take at this point in your life? Thank you, Diego. Salamat.
Thank you, Dan.
For joining us.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Thank you, Engineer Diego Santiago. All right. See you guys.
It was an unfamiliar feeling because, again, all my life, I saw how the Lord provided for me and my family, how the Lord carried me through. Those were grace-filled moments for me that actually fueled my relationship and my journey with the Lord.